Wilds of Eldraine draft season was a fun one here on the channel, and new Wilds of Eldraine draft content has unfortunately come to an end, but that doesn't have to mean that Wilds of Eldraine limited content has to end as well. Over the course of this format, I ended up doing 33 total drafts and earning a 7-win trophy in 9 of those drafts, putting my trophy rate at 27% to go along with my 62% game win rate over the life of the format. So I thought, what would be a more fun way to close out such a successful format here on the channel than with a little top 8 of my best draft decks over the course of Wilds of Eldraine. Of those 9 trophies, I've chosen my 8 favorite decks to battle it out in a single elimination best of 3 top 8 tournament, and after 7 videos over the course of the next 7 days, we will be able to crown what was my best drafted deck in Wilds of Eldraine. Now, to help me with this tournament, I've enlisted the assistance of longtime viewer and patron of the channel, Ruben, to act as my opponent for each of these 7 matches, and today we will close out the semifinals with me playing Gruul Midrange, which took down 4-color control in our 3rd quarterfinal match. It got a 7-1 trophy, and I wasn't sure I would top it for the rest of the format. It featured a couple of early ramp spells in Ruby and Bramble Familiar, as well as Root Rider Fawn. It had plenty of creatures to bridge the gap between the early and late game, and usually won with the 2 copies of Hamlet Glutton, a card that not everyone knew was outstanding just yet. Ruben will be piloting Rakdos Rats, which was victorious over Dimir Fairies in Quarterfinals 4. This is the second of 2 Rakdos aggro decks in the tournament and also features a copy of Song of Totentans, but this deck takes the power one step further with a copy of Bitter Blossom as well. It also features 2 copies of High-Fae Negotiator in the 5-drop slot, and with card quality like that, it's not difficult to see why the deck managed to get the trophy. Drop a comment down below to let me know which deck you think will come out on top, and I'll see you in the match. Okay, so Ruben gets to go first in this matchup, and we unfortunately have to start with a mulligan here. We'll keep this one, send back a forest. We do have a turn 1 Utopia Sprawl, which you always love to see. Alright, turn 1 Gingerbrew, here we go. Looks like he may be a little bit color screwed, but you know, that happens in Magic quite a bit. So let's see what Gingerbrew can do here. And Gingerbrew with the Witcher's Mark. Alright, we're gonna have to Curse of the Werefox that thing as soon as we can. Alright, getting rid of Hopeless Nightmare, potentially trying to find a black land, which makes sense. So now the question is, do I play Ruby or do I just play Firebolt now? I think I might just play Firebolt over Ruby just to get rid of this Gingerbrew when I can. But he is playing Rakdos aggro, or Rakdos Rats. Got the black. Does he have the Bitter Blossom that is also in the deck? No. Okay. Just a Spiteful Hex Mage. That's okay with me. Alright, we do have to tap out of Royal Treatment for this, but I think it's the best play still rather than just playing Ruby. Hope he doesn't have removal for it. There might be a Witchstalker Frenzy in that deck. I can't exactly remember. There might be Candy Grapple. Ooh, that would be bad if it's Candy Grapple. Again, like I mentioned in previous videos, we know what each other's decks are. Like, I played these decks, it is Candy Grapple in the first round, but I'm not referencing the the deck list at all when playing these games. That just seems slightly less fun to me. So we'll play Ruby. The curse doesn't exactly do what we want it to here. So we'll just hold up Royal Treatment, I guess. Candy Grapple was brutal. Alright, Merry Bards with the young hero. Oof, man, we are on the back foot here, but that is expected from a powerful Rakdos aggro deck like this. So Monstrous Rage. Can we even attack? We're gonna take 8 damage next turn. I don't think we really have much going for us here. We can kill the Merry Bards, but like I don't really see what I mean, it feels really bad to do this. But I have to get rid of that creature here. And now we're on a 2-turn clock. Yep, Monstrosity. He had a much better draw than we did this game, that is for sure. Alright, so we go to 4. We're dead to the Hex Mage next turn. And the land won't do it. So, he's got us in game 1. Let's see if we can play in game 2 and game 3 any better, or have to avoid mulliganing. Again, in game 2 and 3, we are playing best of 3, but not playing with any sideboards, just trying to avoid Mana Screw, Mana Flood to make these games not fun. So we're going to mulligan yet again, unfortunately. Keep 6 this time and send back a Forest. Got Bramble Familiar on 2. Really hope it survives, obviously. Hoping to avoid Bitter Blossom on 2. Does he have Hopeless Nightmare? Okay, Ginger Brute. I think I can deal with the Ginger Brute right now. So let's play Bramble Familiar. No Bitter Blossom? Monstrosity, okay. Go ahead and play Imidane here. I hope Imidane survives. Only way I can think for it to die would be Candy Grapple bargaining away Ginger Brood. He could attack with both and then Witchstalker Frenzy. Again, I'm not positive this deck has one. It also could just be Candy Grapple still. I guess I don't block. Totentons. Okay. Let's do this, and then now next turn, if he goes for some funny business, we can Firebolt in response, I suppose. Our draws have not been outstanding, but this deck did get the 7-1 trophy, so it has a large amount of potential. Oof. That hurts. Okay, I think we'll get rid of Monstrous Rage. Which now makes Firebolt able to kill Totentons here, so that's notable. Not that I think he's going to attack anymore now that he's tapped out. But he could buff Monstrosity and attack into Imidane. But yeah, you know, buffing Gingerbrute is a good plan too. I guess I can now just kill Gingerbrute. This is going to be a problem for our deck. So let's just get rid of that here. Does get a rat. Man, this Rakdos aggro deck is quite potent. Remember, he still has Song of Totentons and Bitter Blossom in the deck. We got a 6-7 down, and we're still at 14, so it's not exactly over. What does this give? Target attacking rat. Fortunately, that's a mouse. As much as it looks like a rat. Okay, yep, still going wide. Mouse triggering. I don't think he has attacks, though. Okay. It can't be Candy Grapple anymore. Could it be Torch the Tower? No, I'm not going to block, because I've got Bramble Familiar to block it next turn if I need to, or even Root Rider Fawn. I'm trying to think of what that last card... Oh, it could be Monstrous Rage, which give it +2. Yeah, so Monstrous Rage definitely could be the play, which means we might just be dead next turn now. Oh, well, I can't even cast that, so... Go ahead, I guess. As good as that card would be, I can't even cast it. So, am I just dead? Block, 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 block. 1, 2, 3, 4. No, I'm not dead. But things aren't looking great. I mean, if he attacks with everything, which he chose not to do, then he would push some damage, probably. Oof. Yeah, that might do it next turn. Yeah, that makes sense. Just get the big fat menace creature down. That's a decent draw here. It does require me to tap my creature, but at least it kills his. Oof. Yes, more stuff, more stuff. Very, very good deck over there as well. Here comes Song of Totentons, watch. Nope, not yet. Still no attacks. Okay, here comes the Scry. Double bottom. Should I attack with Stormkeld Vanguard? He can't block it except by Vermin and Monstrosity. I just think sitting back here and trying to stabilize against this is going to be a tough way to go. We are back up at 13 now, so... Looks like he will prevent that damage. He's got a card in hand, so Vermin will get bigger. Get more rats. Yeah. got a bunch of creatures here, so does he. Totentons makes blocking difficult. Okay, so he's continuing to not attack, which means we probably have attacks here. The candy grapple? Ah, the end. That's annoying. Okay, sure. Now gets to search my hand. I don't know if I don't think I have another Vanguard in this deck. Go to blockers. Still tough decisions here. He's got us slightly on the back foot, but not a ton because we are at 13 and we now have attackers here, which makes things difficult for him as well. But he does have a food. Witch's Mark on Vermin. Okay. Getting rid of a swamp makes sense. So Vermin does have an attack here. And the rats could also potentially attack because of the Totenton's ability. But again, he's still at 11. We might have turned the corner as far as being able to stabilize here. Okay, so we do this first, then Sprawl. Wait, why did... Oh. I didn't exactly want to do it that way. I was fine tapping the land. I don't think I can be over anxious with attacking here. Is this a candy grapple now? And then double over here. Okay. I wonder if he's trying to give the vermin death touch. Thinking it might have also been on blocks. Okay. Yeah, I think he thinks it was attacking or blocking, unfortunately, in that spot. But I think we are more than likely in a decent enough spot here. Unless he draws like even if he hadn't done that necessarily, would be at like 3? That turns it into a bit of a threat. I mean, this deck still has a ton of power to get ahead here, but not much of this can block at the moment. Oof. Okay. That's good. Okay. So I can pump the Fawn. This gives +1/+0, right? Yeah, I think I'm fine trading Fawn for that here. Alright, so we will trade. And now we don't have to have priority all the time. Curse of the Werefox, you say? That might do it for us here in this game. Oh, well, we're not technically. Oh, no, it did. That one had trample. Okay, okay. So we managed to get out of that one there. That was a really tough battle there. He might have been able to be attacking a little bit sooner. But he also had plenty of very, very powerful cards in his deck that he just didn't draw. Probably exactly when he wanted to. So here comes the aggro start once again. That was quite the draw for us. Bitter Blossom on 2? Nope. Monstrosity on 2. Okay. I'm probably just going to play Lookout, be mana efficient, and trade this thing with the Monstrosity here. Hopeless Nightmare. I guess I'll get rid of the expensive creature here. Alright, here comes Monstrosity. I think I will trade. Witch's Mark. Okay. Yeah, I guess I just gotta do this here. I don't think I can afford to block if he has some sort of trick. I need this mana pretty badly. Mine, yeah, there was the trick. Let's do this and hold up Royal Treatment here. See if that does anything for us. There's a Totentons. Only one card left in hand. Do I make this block? Okay, he didn't attack, which means he doesn't have a combat trick in hand. I've got technically 5 mana, but that would require Bargaining Utopia Sprawl. So let's do this, and we can still hold up Royal Treatment here. Getting a little flooded, unfortunately, and he hasn't drawn the Bitter Blossom or the Song of Totentons yet in either of these games. And now this Hamlet Glutton might go a long way. Looks like we'll just go ahead and protect that here. Yeah, resolving a Glutton against this deck is always going to be a difficult proposition to overcome. Okay, Dragon Mantle on Spear Guard. We may have turned the corner here against what is a very good deck in the fact that he hasn't drawn all of the best cards necessarily. Alright, so we'll pass. So we've got Witchstalker Frenzy if he tries to attack, and we've got Root Rider Fawn here. Oof. Okay, chose not to attack with the rats. But we're at 17. He's got a 2-turn clock here either way. So even if he did attack with the rats, probably wouldn't have done too much here. Okay, Witchstalker Frenzy deals 5. He's at 6. Imodane wouldn't finish that off here. But it probably will next turn. Okay. Bargain the food for negotiator. Yeah, that makes sense. Go to 9, we go to 10. He goes to 5, and this will probably do it here. Or he goes to 4, and then we have a trampling glutton and Imodane here. So looks like that will do it for this one as well. Really, really close matchup here. Even if he had attacked with those rats last turn, it wouldn't have mattered. We still managed to draw our way out of that one. So Gruul Midrange, first draft of the entire format, goes on to the finals here against Temur Adventures. Take a look at the updated bracket right now. You can see Temur Adventures, Gruul Midrange. Tune back into the channel tomorrow for the finals of this tournament. Should be a great one. Thanks so much for tuning in today, and I will see you tomorrow for your next daily draft tournament content.